Hi everyone, my name is John. I'm a developer advocate here working on Phoenix, and I'm really excited to walk you through Datasets, which is a new feature that we released as part of Phoenix 2.0, releasing as part of our launch week this week. So datasets are a new kind of core building block that we're introducing into Phoenix here that can be used to represent data that's captured within the Phoenix ecosystem to then export it into other tools to use for fine tuning or other kind of use cases there, or a way to add in outside datasets into Phoenix to then run some different experimentation. So we've got a few different flows that we were seeing people go through that was kind of the impetus for us to create this kind of new feature here. First is that developers had implemented Phoenix to capture different telemetry data about their application as it was running, and then they wanted to go through and export some of either the best examples as a golden data set to then use for training or evaluation, or they wanted to export some of the bad examples to go fine tune a model, to go kind of do some improvements outside of the ecosystem here, and then continue that kind of cycle of capturing new data and exporting those. So we were seeing that as one need from the community there. And then the other piece is we wanted to beef up some of the offering that we had around experimentation to show the ability to kind of pull in a data set from outside, maybe again, a golden data set or something to use for evaluation that could then be run over use the same data set to run a multiple different set of experiments, modifying the prompt or other parts of the agent and comparing the performance there. So data sets are an integral part of that workflow as well. And so let's dive into what this looks like in practice, as we want to support both of these. So I have a really basic model here, and I'll share the full notebook that we have. But basically, this is a really basic kind of one-step thing here where I've pulled in I'm using Phoenix to track some of the instrumentation or track some of the telemetry as I go through, and I summarize some different articles pulled from a data set from Hugging Face here, just generating some summaries for them there, and then having that pipe into Phoenix, and then evaluating using GPT-4 here to evaluate the performance of that summarization. So this is kind of representative of some of the real telemetry that you might actually be capturing in a real agent somewhere. Obviously, this is a simpler example, but a starting point that you might have of saying, okay, we've got this thing running, and now we want to go through and we want to pull out some of the core examples to use for fine-tuning or training. So what this would look like in Phoenix is you see we've got some traces that are being collected here on different kind of summarization tasks. So in this case, really, again, really basic. We're just summarizing an article and having it introduce some negative here so we can show what this looks like on an easier basis here. Summarizing an article, 2 to 4 sentences, key points, all that kind of thing. And then we've got our evaluation that's been run to show either just good or bad with some explanation as well, so we can export those. So, and you see we've got a bad one here. So first thing we might want to do is say we want to pull out all the bad examples here to then go use those for fine-tuning our model to improve them or to kind of perform better. So we could just add this example to a data set, and here's where we get into some of the new stuff. We'll create our data set. We'll just call this, we'll keep the date, and we'll call this bad examples. Create a data set here, and you see that I got that created, and we can add our set to it. We'll add example. And so we've added that example to a data set. The other thing we could do is we could make this a little bit faster here too, and we could actually just go through and let's say we'll add all of our bad examples to this because you don't really want to go through one at a time. So I'll filter on our summarization eval, label equals bad. So this gives us all our bad examples. So let me just check that box. Let's add all these to the data set. So we've got now all of our bad examples added into our data set. So you'll see there's this new area within Phoenix called Datasets. And if I jump over into that, you'll see this bad examples one that we've created here. And if I open that up, you see we've got our 10 different examples there of the different bad examples that we have. So now we've got this. We're going to want to go through and maybe we want to download this either to a CSV. We could download this to some JSONL that's actually already pre-formatted to work really well with OpenAI. So you can just plug that into their fine-tuning API. And then we've got our new data set to fine tune on. So super easy way to kind of curate the different examples that you want to pull out and use for some kind of fine tuning or some kind of other flow like that. Now, the second use case that we were looking at was developers wanting to add in outside data sets into the ecosystem to then run experiments on or to then run some sort of test with. So if I jump back over into our demo, you'll see the other thing we can do. And we've added a lot of methods and things like that to the Phoenix package to kind of support this. But you'll see this is an example here of adding in an outside data set just into the ecosystem as is. So instead of working off of traces that have been collected through usage, we're just going to upload something straight into Phoenix. And so you'll see this again, we're just pulling in a data set from a Hugging Face. And then in this case, we're just uploading that into Phoenix. Super easy to do, just defining some of the columns we want to use and just a data frame like that. And so what this looks like, if I flip back over into Phoenix, eagle-eyed viewers may have caught this second data set that we have here. This is article summary, and you can see we've uploaded it from a pandas data frame. We've got a bunch of examples that are used for this. And so if we look at any of these in particular, we can see this is a separate use case of just pulling in this data set. It's pulled in the columns that we care about. We could then use this for some sort of experimentation. And so stay tuned till tomorrow because we're going to go through what that experimentation flow looks like. We've added in a bunch of nice features within the UI and within the code as well to make experimentation and comparing different results across experimentations based on one of these data sets super easy. So hopefully that shows you how you can kind of use some of the new datasets feature we have to either curate data within Phoenix and pull it out of there, or add in data to Phoenix to run experiments or run tests with. We're really excited to be launching some of these features and many more as part of this Phoenix 2.0 launch week. And so if you haven't had a chance to try out the tool yet, make sure that you're checking us out at phoenix.arise.com or following us on our socials. All those will be linked below. Hop into our Slack if you have any questions, if you have any thoughts, just DM me on there. I'd love to hear how people are using the tool, what you'd love to see us add to it, what we can do to kind of continue supporting the work that you all are doing. It's been awesome to see all the things that people are making with Phoenix. And with that, thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day.